Good morning, students. Today we are on to part B of this chapter, that is emerging mode of business. We'll be taking up various stages involved in online transaction, where, as you could see, with one side the written part, other side the explanation. First step is pre-purchase or sales stage, where advertising, collection of information, etc. takes place. Second is purchase or sale stage, where price negotiation, finalizing the deal and making payment takes place. And third is delivery stage or dispatching goods to the buyers. Now, whenever we are talking about online transaction, other way around, if it is a question of 3 marks, as you could see with the close monitoring on the screen with the pictures of step 1, step 2, step 3. The first is finding an appropriate and reliable shopping website and registering on it. Second, what happens? You browse the product and select the desired one with the place of delivery. And third is proceeding to the payment window and choosing a suitable mode of payment. So this question normally comes for 3 marks. The same, we can go other way around by this also. The registration before online shopping, one has to register with online vendor by filling up a registration form. Then you have to place order. Here we can add items in the shopping cart. Shopping cart is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing the online store. And then the payment mechanism, as we had said, for the purchase through online shopping may be made in a number of ways. Cash on delivery is one of them, check, net banking, credit debit card, digital cash such as Paytm, JioMoney, e-wallets, etc. The same is coming out here also again in the form of diagram. In the first you search, in the second you add to the cart, and in the third Paytm money. Now the mode of payment is a question for 1 marks which usually comes, especially digital cash, which is bitcoins we speak out, debit card, credit card, net banking transfer, check, cash on delivery. Now we take up what are the areas of application for e-business, or other way around, application of e-business. So it moves, we are moving clockwise, please. E-delivery, e-auction, e-procurement, e-communication, e-trading. It's there in your box form in NCERT. So 1 marks you can expect from here also. Now, the next one is the safety and security measures of e-transaction. So normally what happens, the e-business risk is classified into 3 major parts. Number 1, data storage risk. Number 2, transaction risk. And third, risk of threat to intellectual property. Now, this transaction risk is further subclassified into 3. First, defaulter on the order taking or given. Then, default on delivery. And then default on payment. These are the 3 things where transaction error can take place. Now, when we talk of data storage and transmission risk, your vital informations may be stolen or modified for selfish motive or for fun also. virus, hacking, brand hijacking are some of the risks in e-business. Now here, virus and hacking are the two which are being taken up in your syllabus, and they are asked also. They are asked also. So we'll take up this virus first. How do you define virus? First, this simple amplified version of it, vital information resource under cease. That is, you're attacking it. A virus is a program that attacks the computer system and destroys or corrupts the data. Installing and updating antivirus is the solution. Now, this virus, as we had said, destroys and corrupts the data and the system. So there are different levels of virus, which again your NCERT has dealt. So we'll be taking that in detail. It's a typical 1-mark question for 90 plus students. So we'll take levels of virus. The first, the effect of computer virus can range from mere annoyance in terms of some on-screen display. That is level 1. Level 2 is disruption of functioning. Level 3 is damage to the target data files. And level 4 is to complete the destruction of the system. So you see, as you're moving from 1 to 4, the intensity of the damage is also increasing. Next is hacking. Normally, as an IUP student, students are more aware of hackers and crackers. They both are on the same functioning, but the authority, the purpose varies. When we say hacking, it is unauthorized access into the websites. Hackers often destroy the data and information, which causes huge loss to the business. Now, crackers are professionals being hired by cybercrime cell. Next, we talk of transaction risk. In e-business, risk may arise for the seller or the buyer on account of default of order taking, giving, delivery, as well as payment. So these are the 3 areas. Now here we talk of cryptography and ciphertext. It is an act of protecting information by transforming it into an unreadable format called as ciphertext or secret language. Cryptography relates to study of encryption, and encryption is translation of data into secret codes. Ciphertext is encrypted text. So you get 1-mark question 3 over here. What is encryption? What is ciphertext? And what is cryptography? This way you get 3 questions of 1 marks. And at the other side, if you could see plain text, if you say, are you ready? Let's see plain and cipher. That if A is referring to D, then R is referring to U, and so on we move. And the ciphertext comes as what it is written in red, Drew Briggs Indigo. DUHBRX UHDGP. It has been ciphertext. Now this encryption and security, if we talk of e-business, are connected to the internet for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Maintaining the security of corporate data is one of the highest priorities, and all internet users, including minors, need to be assured of their privacy and safety of their personal information. When you shop online, you are asked to provide personal data including your address, phone number, email, and credit card information. Now, this is only an explanatory part. Usually it doesn't come in terms of question. Now, risk of threat to intellectual property and privacy. Once the information is published over internet, it is difficult to protect it from being copied as it is an open space. So here you need to take up certain critical steps. Otherwise, there is no protection. It's open for all. Now, next is what are the various resources that are required for e-business? First, adequate computer with telecom networking. Then technically qualified and trained workforce. Then you have to develop your websites with well-developed telecommunication facilities. And finally, it all ends up with transaction of money. So a good system for making payment using credit instruments also if possible. So this is what we are putting it here also in the form of 1, that is resources, 2, qualified people, 3, your website, 4, the developed system, and 5th, the payment mechanism. Whatever we had said earlier in 5 points, we are putting it over here in the form of diagram also with 1, 2, 3 over this side and 4, 5 on the other side. Thank you very much for being with us. Stay tuned, be healthy, and work hard for your exams.